The US hopes India will reconsider its decision to ban wheat exports. India, the world's second biggest wheat producer, has banned wheat exports in a bid to check high domestic prices amid concerns of wheat output being hit by scorching heat waves. The decision would help control retail prices of wheat and wheat flour, which have risen by an average of 14 to 20% in the last 1 year. Besides meeting the food grain requirement of neighboring and vulnerable countries. US Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield, during a virtual New York Foreign Press Center briefing on Monday, said, and I quote, "We have seen the report of India's decision. We are encouraging countries not to restrict exports because we think any restrictions on exports will exacerbate the food shortages. But India will be one of the countries participating in our meeting at the Security Council, and we hope that they can, as they hear the concerns being raised by other countries, that they would reconsider that position," she said. Thomas-Greenfield was responding to a question on India's decision to restrict wheat exports. The US envoy said that Ukraine used to be a breadbasket for the developing world, but ever since Russia started blocking crucial ports and destroying civilian infrastructure and grain silos, hunger situations in Africa and the Middle East are getting even more dire. She said that this is a crisis for the whole world and so it belongs to the UN. She said, and I again quote, "We have a responsibility to the millions who are worried about where they'll find their next meal or how they'll feed their families. This week is about owning that responsibility and taking action to alleviate food insecurity around the globe." The US is president of the UN Security Council for the month of May and will host a signature event on food security this week against the backdrop of international conflicts such as the Russia-Ukraine war that have brought food insecurity to the fore.
Subscribe to One India channel and never miss an update.